Hello everybody, it's me back at it again, Sean the Magical Weeb. Today we're going to be talking about something quite interesting. Actually, this entire concept video was actually introduced to me from Prisoner 13. Not only did he give me the idea, he also actually did basically all the research for it. So, I have to give him credit for that because that's pretty cool. Check out his channel if you want to. He does animation stuff. I think we did a collab a while back, and with that out of the way, let's get on to the video. So once again, today we're going to be talking about the top 10 magician deaths, the most iconic, the most, some of the most iconic, some of the most brutal and terrible, I guess. I don't know, we're just going to be talking about magician deaths and escape artists and stuff like that. So I'm probably going to butcher a lot of these names because, I'm really bad at pronouncing certain names. But anyways, I'm going to try this anyways, I'll do my best. So we're going to start off with number 10. We're going to be doing this in from 10 to 1. So starting with number 10, we're going to start with Royden Joseph Gilbert, who is an escape artist, who is doing the milk can escape, which he does all the time. Well, he did all the time. One day, basically, he was going to do it again at a show, but there was a dent in it. So basically, the dent made it impossible for him to escape. So he tried to escape at the show, and it was impossible to escape, and yeah, he ended up dead. The next person we have on the list is Dr. Vivian Hensley, who is a dentist and a magician. So he was a part-time magician and a dentist, and he used to do this trick where he would pretend to swallow a razor blade by sneaking it down his sleeve in a way that made it, sleight of handy, because, I just made up a word, sleight of handy. So he tried to swallow the razor blade, swallow it by sneaking it down his wrist, but one day he accidentally actually swallowed it, and yeah, you can see what happened from there. The third one on my list, which is Jeff Rayburn, third one on my list, 8th, whatever you want to call it. He was an escape artist who was going to do an escape where he's at the bottom of a lake and basically, you escape from the handcuffs and you make it back at the top. And as you would expect, he wasn't able to get the handcuffs off and he drowned it. Alright, so the next one on our list goes by Car the Mysterious, and basically, he was an escape artist who did a lot of straitjacket escapes. He was known for escaping from a straitjacket before a car hit him. One day, he couldn't escape in time and the car hit him and he ended up dead. So Joseph Burris was a magician who would do this this common escape where basically you're buried underground and you escape from being buried underground. So one day, how he ended up dead is the concrete that was on top of him crushed down, and that's bad, obviously, and yeah, that's how he ended up dead, because the concrete on top just literally crushed down, and yeah, he ended up dead. So Madame Delansky was a magician who was doing the bullet catch. This is actually something that I think actually happened quite a few times in the past, where people would sneak bullets into the gun, and they would kill people because they would sneak real bullets into the gun, because usually what happens is the bullet is pulled out of the gun when you do the trick, and then it's shot, and then basically it's a fake. But this one in particular, actually I think a lot of this happened a few times. It's just I'm naming this specific person out where the bullet is snuck into the gun by somebody and then they kill them. Alright, now Tommy Cooper Magic was a magician who on stage, he was a comedy magician. So he was a comedy magician and he died of a heart attack on stage, and the entire audience thought it was part of the joke, and they laughed for a good 6 minutes thinking it was part of the show. And he was actually having a heart attack and died, so it was literally the entire audience was laughing at his death, which is terrible. But yeah, this is something that happened because he was a comedy magician and people thought it was a joke. So the Great Lafetti was a magician who died on stage after a lamp exploded, killing him and many other people on stage. But what makes this one so famous, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, is because all the doors in the entire theater were mysteriously locked, but by who? We don't know. Nobody knows who locked every single door in the theater. Washington Irving Bishop was a person who used to, or has, when he was alive, he had this thing where he would fall into states where he would seem like he's dead, but he's not actually dead and he's still alive. And he used to carry around this note on him that said that to everybody. And one day when he was traveling somewhere, it happened, and then there was an autopsy. People started doing an autopsy on him, even though he was still alive, and that's how he died. And number 1, most of you probably have seen this coming, but I would say the most famous magician death of all time is obviously Houdini. Everybody knows about Houdini dying, but basically, let's go through this anyways. He said he could withstand any punch that anybody throws at him because, that's what his thing was, his escapes, and like how he's more than human or whatever. So anyways, he thought he could take any punch that anybody given to him. So basically, the doctors told him he had acute appendixes and needed to go to the hospital immediately. So his appendix exploded at the hospital. Everybody knows this one. This is very famous. Houdini died from the punch. And yeah, he's very, very memorable. Everybody knows Houdini, whether you know magic or not. He's very famous escape artist, and he's died leaving his name into history. Everybody knows him. Yeah, that's Houdini.
We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind.
That's the last time I let Prisoner 13 write a script for my outro.